Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's your girl Joni. If this is your first time to my channel, you are highly welcome. My returning subscribers I really appreciate. So today I'll be showing you how I made this beautiful corporate gown start to the finish. So for the material, I made use of a stretchy fabric and it's 3 yards of fabric. So here I've already cut out the quantity I'll be using. So I'm minusing 5 inches because it's a off shoulder dress. So from that minus 5 inches I get to chest line, which is the armhole line. Then after which I will insert the waist line, which is 16 inches. Then after that I will insert the hip line. The hip line I'm working with is 25 inches. 24 inches, sorry. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to insert the shoulder measurements here. But after inserting the shoulder measurements, I will minus 2.5 inches because it's an off shoulder dress. So I'll be making use of this minus 2.5 inches, which I will end up having 5 inches. So here, that is the armhole, I'll be inserting the bust measurement divided by 4. Then I will plus the inches I will be using to join the front and back. Then at the waistline, I'll be inserting the waist measurement 10 plus inches. Then on the hip line, I'll be inserting the hip measurement also plus inches that I'll use to join them. So on the full length, but before that I will mark the knee length because it's a pencil gown. So on the knee length, I'll be inserting what I have on the waist at the knee line. So whatever I have here, I'll insert it at the full length line. So that is it for the body measurements. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to join the dots together. So I'm going to join the dots together. So this is the armhole part. I'm curving it this way. So after cutting the front, I will use it to cut out the back. So I will place it on top the new fabric. Then I will trace what I have by the side. Then the back will have a slit and also a zip. So I'll go ahead and add the inches that I will use to add the zip. So for the zip, I'll be adding 1 inch. I'll be adding 1 inch. I will use 1 inch to add the zip. But at the waistline, I'll be subtracting half of an inch. I added 1 inch throughout, but at the waist, I'm subtracting half of an inch so that I will contour the waistline to avoid caping at the back, that is on the waist part. So the next thing I'm going to do is to trim it out. So after that, I'll be coming down by the armhole line, which is the chest line. I'm subtracting another 3 inches from the neckline. You know, I minused 5 inches, so now I'm going as deep as minusing another 3 inches, so that the front neck will have a V shape. So as you can see, the shock did not reach at the armhole part. I left some inches that I will use to add the spaghetti hand. Then for the back, I subtract only 1 inch so that it will not be too deep for the back. You know, the cloth has a sleeveless hand. That is a small hand, so that is the purpose of the inches I left before the armhole curve. So this is it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out the interface. That is what I will use to turn out the armhole parts, the neck parts. I will be leaving the shoulder parts, the remaining inches that is serving as the shoulder parts. So I just mark immediately after the armhole, that is 2 inches after the armhole, that is below the armhole. So you can use a bias to bias it, but here I choose to turn it this way. So this is how it's looking like after cutting the interface. So I will do the same thing at the back part. So for the slip part, I'll be making use of this. This is 9 inches. You know, I minus 5 inches for the shoulder part, but instead of using 10 inches, that is 5 for the front, 5 for the back, I use 9 because the material I'm making use of is a stretchy material. So I've already turned out the sleeve, that is the small sleeve that I cut out. So this is it now. I will be using the bias, that is the interface, to turn everything out. This is how I'm going to turn it out. Just watch carefully, you understand what I'm doing. So now I'm going to turn it out. I'll be turning round the upwards. So here I've already done sewing it. I'm notching it now so that I will turn it out. So the next thing is to mark where I'll be inserting the darts. So I'll be marking bust span, which is nipple to nipple. So from here now, which is the bust, I will come down by 1 inch. Then from the waist, I go down by 7 inches. You can make use of 6 inches, but here I choose to make use of 7 inches. That is from 1 inch below the bust, that is below the bust points, then to 7 inches below the waistline. So I've done inserting the darts on the front, and I did the same to the back. So this is the back. So for the back, this is how I'm going to turn it. I'm keeping the main material on top, then the interfacing at the down parts. The back one is quite tricky, so just watch carefully, you understand what I mean. If you do any mistake here, it will occur, as in it, you will see it immediately. So I'll advise you to pin it first, then you flip it out to see if you are on the right track. So I'm going to sew it down this way. So after sewing it, this is what I have. This is how it's looking like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to join them together with the allowance that I added.